Hello everyone, welcome to session 3, part 1 of the Frequency Bone Summer Music Connection for a musical approach to the basics. Well, as you can see, this summer is very fluid. Letting it flow out of me in the order I feel it needs to flow out. Other times with certain things, it is important, I believe, to have a certain structured process as long as those steps are integrated. So they're more like limbs of something rather than individualized steps that someone can get caught on. So all this can grow together. Your tone, your endurance, your articulation. And sometimes it doesn't seem like that. But when we approach each one, each of the territories, with an attitude of music, there's the glue. There's the glue. So, let's see what we can get up to with this. How about the topic of warming up? There's an interesting one. I think it's a fascinating topic because many people have different views on warming up. You've heard me talk about it many times before. But in this musical approach to the basics, I want to look at it in a certain kind of way. On one of the earlier videos, I brought up the fact that all of us have certain basic things in common. In order to live, we need solids, we need liquids, we need gas, and we need electromagnetic impressions. And I made the analogy to that by using solid foods, and then water, air, and electromagnetic impressions. Now, think about thought. Thought is that electromagnetic impulse. And the nature of our thought can profoundly affect the nature of our body. So how can we apply this to warming up? We think of it as such a physical thing. But it's really all of us being brought together towards a singular purpose. Our mind, our emotions, our body are going to serve our intention of wanting to create art through music. And in this case, through a brass instrument as the tool. So when I warm up, I really try each day to think about why I'm in music and connect to that as a part of my life. And let's face it, today, wow, it was a rough day. Everything I tried to do didn't go very well. And so my mind went this way, my emotions were going a little this way, different things were a little out of alignment. And at least I could go back into a very centered place in myself, which I work on all the time. So that's there too. At the same time, whoops, you're going out of a window, you need to come back in the car. Whoops, you're turning over there, you should be going straight. Whoops, don't bump into that. It was one of those kinds of days. Now, if you think about that, every day we go into a practice room is different. We're not exactly the same. The earth isn't in the same spot as it was, 2 minutes before we entered the practice room, let alone the day before. So all these different variables make it important to take that basic time. Feel our attitude. gratitude. Feel our love for the music. And if we don't feel it, think of pieces or performers that we love to listen to and have a connection to. That can get the juices going. Don't think about the horn if it's giving you a horribly bad problem yet. Think about why you're in music and that you're going to approach this from where it currently is. Not from where your ideal goal is, but from where it is. And from that, we create a ladder that goes somewhere in a very organic way, in a natural process. There's different types of warming up. And so this basic one is just basically tuning ourselves to ourselves, mind, emotions, body. Then we have an instrument. Okay? So here we go. Let's see how we're doing with this instrument. A day like today, I might pick it up after I've connected to my love of music and go, without even any rhythm yet. Just feel the natural rhythm of what the air would do without a beat yet. And I can get a little beat going to that. There's many breathing exercises. I gave one a few videos back, which I thought was an excellent one. So I feel the air nourish me. I feel it in the body. And then I go to the instrument and I play a comfortable note. And I don't think if I'm trying to get the most beautiful sound yet. I just play. Now that might not be basic for everyone, that kind of a note, okay? But for me, at this particular point in time, I'll play a note and then just kind of go with how it feels. Okay? And I think even at any level, there's variations of that. Okay? And then I can gradually extend it. Some days my body feels a little kind of either too hyper or too kind of maybe weak and shaky sometimes. You ever have that? If not, great. Maybe you will eventually. And if not, wonderful. But if you have some of that, well then don't worry about if you hit a steady note. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough allowance. And in a warm-up, it's allowing ourselves to feel what we feel and then moving that in a direction. Now, after I did that, little gliss, and then articulate lightly in this small range that I just did this in, I feel then I can hold out the note because I got this feeling of motion going. Right now I'm thinking rhythm, but I'm thinking it very, very fluid. And then I moved into detached tonguing. That's a great exercise that you can try at different easy parts of the horn.